Well, hello there, my fellow rushers. How you be doing today? King Rex here, and today we're gonna be doing yet another guide video. This one was requested by one of you, and he wanted me to see doing Ancient Necropolis or Nightfang's Whale. Now, Nightfang's Whale is usually the more difficult level, but I need to go chronologically, so we're gonna go for Ancient Necropolis, which is, funnily enough, one of the very few levels that I haven't beaten on Veteran for some reason. Like everything else, as you can see, beaten on Veteran. But this one, for some reason, I forgot about, so let's just... We're gonna be using Malik because he is by far the best option out of the three heroes. If you have a premium hero, then you can use Ignis, Alora, Thor can potentially work, Oni is not a bad option. You know, the heroes that do area damage are gonna be very nice in this level because the early game is kinda meh. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not my favorite. I mean, look at that, just skeletons. Bruh. Are we supposed to be struggling? I think not. So we're gonna start with the good old artillery. We're gonna get a tier 3, and that's gonna be it. Let's begin. And we're gonna listen to some cheesy Halloween music while we're at it. That's one of the very few things that I don't like about this mini campaign. The music. It's just so cheesy, man. I don't like it. I would prefer it if it was something more, you know, original, but alright. Now, the important thing with Malik is to keep him up with the horde. You want him to be engaged in battle while with an enemy who is surrounded by other enemies, because that way he can trigger his smash attack. If you don't know, basically his first ability, in order to be triggered, you need 3 or more targets in range. And yeah, that's usually pretty hard to do, in any other level, but in Ancient Necropolis, it is surprisingly easy. Like, you can get any hero up to level 10 on this level, even the heroes that level up very slowly, like Malik. He's one of those heroes that takes a while to level up usually, but on this level in particular, he levels up pretty fast, which is pretty nice. All you need to do is just micromanage him. Move him around, make sure that he is engaged in battle, and that he is in front of or in the middle of the horde, so that way you have the most chance of triggering your ability. And as you can see, we're on wave 1 and he's already at level 4. That's awesome. I mean, yeah, this is Ancient Necropolis, so any hero can do it really, but it's still quite impressive to see that this is actually possible. Now you have a Urania Fire, which, you know, you can use, so do we use it? Eh, sure. Let's just speed up the process. I want to upgrade my Tesla, so why not? In the meantime, let's move Malik. Let's move him at the front, so he can start engaging in battle. And I think the next step is to get the overcharge. That's gonna be our next priority. But we're not gonna get it up to too high of a level, because we're gonna be engaging with an enemy that's very troublesome, and it's the solid reason why you can't just spam artillery on this level. Because, you know, this level pretty much can be taken down with nothing but artillery. I mean, you can still do it, even with the enemy in question, but, you know, it's pretty hard. If you don't know what I'm talking about the Fallen Knights. And to be more exact, the Spectral Knights that come out of the Fallen Knights, because they are immune to any sort of physical damage, including artillery. So we need to add up a little bit of magic here and there. So that's why I'm gonna get the overcharge up to tier 2 for now. Keyword for now. Later on we're gonna get it up to level 3, but for now we need to get a mage tower. That's all we really need. You don't need it to be like super high level. You can get it at level 2, even level 3 if you have enough money. So we'll see how it's gonna go. The good thing is that the zombies are coming in right to the bottom path, so the Tesla can just smelt them, which is awesome. And yeah, just keep your Malik at the front, or whatever hero you have. Just engage in battle and make sure that he is at a high level. That's the only like really good thing about this level. You can get your hero up to level 10. What I don't like about it, however, is how slow it is. Like, it's kind of reminiscent of Vengeance almost. Like, it takes like 25, maybe even 30 minutes to complete, depending on your strategy. So yeah, it is a long level. So expect that this video is probably going to be pretty long. So I will recommend you to get something to snack upon while you're watching. Now let's see, skeletons, Fallen Knights, yep, they're coming up. And they will be going towards the bottom path, so we're gonna get a mage tower right around here. We're gonna get it up to level 2, nothing too fancy, just level 2. And yeah, as you can see, so far we're doing pretty swimmingly, I suppose. And yeah, we're gonna get one more set of reinforcements, and we're gonna go. And you know what I'm gonna do? Spawn kill. Just spawn kill this guy. I don't want to deal with his crap. And now here we have a Spectral Knight. And yeah, as you can see, he only has 480 health, which is not super threatening. Keep in mind that we're playing on Veteran as per usual, so that's as much as he can go, which is not too bad. But again, it doesn't seem too threatening, right? Oh yeah, but the thing is that he deals pretty decent amount of damage, 24 to 76. I think that's actually the exact same damage as the Darkslayer used to have, so that's interesting. Don't quote me on that one though, because I'm not quite sure if that's correct or not. But the numbers look familiar for some reason. And then of course he is immune to physical damage, so that's why you get your magic tower. And yeah, just make sure that you keep him in its radius. If this guy gets out of range of your mage, you're probably gonna lose a life, unless you have your Rain of Fire, but then again, wasting a Rain of Fire on one enemy is usually not a good call. Anyhow, the Rain of Fire is almost ready, speaking of him, so should we use it on this guy? Sure, just melt him away. But we also have to deal with these skeletons. As you can see, they are kinda troublesome. If we were playing with like Geralt or Illyria, we probably will not be able to survive this horde of skeletons. But because Malik deals area damage, we are Gucci. We're very Gucci. And yeah, let's see. Fallen Knights and Zombies. Fallen Knights and Zombies. Wow, very repetitive. So yeah, we're gonna get another mage tower. Probably here. Maybe we can get it here. This will be a good spot for a Tesla though. But you know what, for the sake of efficiency, I'm gonna go for a mage instead. It's a little bit more, it's the safer option. And now, before we upgrade the mage any further, we're gonna get a level 3 overcharge, just so we can be set against skeletons and zombies potentially. And yeah, so far, as you can see, the level is going pretty darn well. You know what, let's just Rain of Fire. That's what I usually do on this level, just try to spawn kill the Fallen Knights as soon as possible, so I don't have to worry about them getting too close to my exit. And yeah, the Spectral Knights, as you can see, they're not super threatening, even though a lot of people say that they are a very annoying enemy to deal with. Which they are. If you're doing a challenge, then they are pretty troublesome. They're the sole reason as to why so many challenges have failed, because these things are immune to physical damage. But that doesn't mean that there is no way to beat them. As you can see, even with level 2 mage, we're still taking him down. Sure, Malik is taking quite the beating, but he has a lot of health, so he can handle some beating. He can handle some slices with a sword, right? Yep, he did. And he is also at level 7, which is pretty decent. Now, as much as I want to get on this horde of zombies, I kinda need to do this. Now we're gonna stun this guy, we're gonna get out of range. I guess we're not gonna do it because Malik's aggro range is ridiculously huge, apparently. Well, that doesn't matter. We're gonna focus on the horde of zombies though, because as you can see, yeah, I was planning on getting Malik to interject with the Fallen Knight so that way you can group him up with the other one, but unfortunately the zombies had something else to say in the matter. And yeah, I mean, it didn't went quite as well as I thought, but still, we are surviving, and that's all that matters. Now we can also use our Rain of Fire potentially right now. I mean, it's not a terrible idea, but look at what's coming. 3 Fallen Knights and Zombies and 5 Spectral Knights. Ooh, spicy. Yeah, when you get a combination of Spectral Knights and Fallen Knights, it is pretty tough. So yeah, because of that, I'll just wait it out. I know, boring, we're just waiting and nothing is happening. But sometimes that's what you gotta do. You gotta play slow, otherwise you're gonna die. And speaking of dirty move, look at that. Look how close these zombies spawn to my exit. This is unacceptable. So we're gonna get a barrack, just so we can keep them in the range and make sure that no zombies end up escaping. You don't really need a high level barrack for this level in particular, but if you get like a level 2 or maybe even level 3, it should be more than enough. Now I am gonna do this though, because screw Fallen Knights, they're awful and I hate them. A lot of people say that the Spectral Knight is worse than the Fallen Knight, but to me the Fallen Knight is more threatening because one, he has much more health, and yeah, he's just kind of an annoying one, to say the least. Let's get another barrack, because why not? Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I'm really getting it is because I want Malik to focus on this guy, the Fallen Knight, and nothing else. But as you can see, these guys are trying to go the other way, so we're gonna interject. We're gonna try to stall them for just a little bit. You know, we don't have to stall them for like an eternity or anything, but you know, it will help out. Now we are gonna try to block them in. Keep them in there. They're not escaping, don't worry. I know it looks scary, but believe me, everything is fine. Alright, maybe it's not. But look at that, the rain of fire is almost up. You know what that means? Safety net! Screw you! Oh, I love doing that. The rain of fire came back just in time. I know it was scary, but whatever, it worked. So yeah, that's what you need to do. Sometimes you gotta just play a little bit risky, but as long as you play your cards right, you're gonna get a good reward. And in this case, we got a good reward. We haven't lost any lives, so this can still be classified as an all lives lost guide video. Now we're gonna smack these guys, just so we can reduce their HP. And what do we have? Necromancers and zombies. Well, that's a relaxing wave now, isn't it? Yep, it is surprisingly relaxing. So we're gonna send Malik to deal with the Necromancers, because they are very annoying, believe me on that. I've done a challenge recently, where, well, it's not on a video, so you're not gonna find it on my channel, but basically what the challenge was, I tried to beat this level with only, what was it called? Holy Order, and with two what were they called? Arcane Wizards. I was about to call them Archmages, I'm messing them up from the ones in the Frontiers. And this challenge turned out to be quite hard, you know? It's pretty hard to survive the mid-game and the late game. Like, the early game is surprisingly easy, as long as you know as long as you know what you're doing, but yeah, the mid and late game, not so much. So yeah, what's the next step? What do we need to do now? Well, what are we lacking? That's what we need to answer. That's the answer that that's the question that we need an answer to. Well, here we have group damage and we have single target damage, but here, no area damage, which means we're gonna need an artillery. You can go for other means of group damage. You can go for like, what was his name? Ranger's Hideout. You can go for shrapnel shot even, but usually Tesla is just the best thing, man. Why would you pass this beauty up in here? I mean, is it overrated? Yes, I would say that Rangers, in fact, are better than Tesla in most situations, just because of how much they can do. Like, they have stalling power, they have a very fast attack rate, they have much better radius, they have stalling power, they have true damage. The only thing that they kind of struggle against is enemies that have like very high armor. Even though they can do some true damage, it's very little. So yeah, the only issue that they have is heavy armored enemies, but as long as you have more than one unit in your range, you can potentially permanently stall him if you have like 3 rangers with Rat of the Forest all the way up. It is pretty broken, not gonna lie. Alright, what do we have? 8 zombies, a joke. 7 zombies, a joke. 12 zombies and 3 abominations. That's actually kind of challenging. The abominations are kind of a toughie to deal with, I'm not gonna lie. They're not the easiest thing. So yeah, we have to be kind of cautious when we're dealing with these types of enemies. Because the thing is that abominations are kind of hard in the first game. Unlike in Frontiers, where usually what you do is just, you know, use raw DPS like Rain of Fire and just Bolt Barrage. Here, it's kind of harder. So usually you need to use your insta-kills, but we're not gonna do that, at least not quite yet. For now, we're just gonna get our Rain of Fire. We're gonna keep them in the residue, and as you can see, a little of their health has shrank already, which is pretty nice. Now we want to make sure that Malik doesn't die to an explosion, so we're gonna move him out of the way. We're gonna move him out, just so he doesn't die immediately. And now here's the question, what do we get? Do we get a level 4 mage, or do we get a Tesla? I mean, technically speaking, if the Tesla was here, I'll get it. But because it's not, I'm actually gonna resist it. So what do we have? Abominations, Fallen Knights, and zombies. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna need some insta-kills up in here. So I'm gonna get a little bit of a goofy choice. I'm gonna go for Arcane Wizard. Why? Because it has higher damage, technically, and it can teleport enemies, which is surprisingly useful in this level, because, you know, we only have barracks, and enemies can spawn very far in, which is very bad. So because of that, I'm just gonna go for an insta-kill. At least one tower on each side with an insta-kill. That's all I really want. I'm not gonna upgrade it like too high. I'm gonna just get a Destructor Ray up to tier 1. Maybe a tier 2 like later on, but for now, it's just not needed. Alright, now we're gonna try to do something. We will be trying to isolate, to make sure that the abomination is first. Like, it's the closest one to the arcane, just so it doesn't waste his insta-kill. Ignore the fact he already did, but he already wasted his insta-kill on a zombie, but it's okay. Again, we're trying to separate the abomination from all the zombies, so that way we can insta-kill it. Oh, come on. Look at that. Alright, that was unfortunate. A flippin' skeleton ended up getting a little bit closer. Well, that sucks. Yeah, it sucks. And now what are we gonna do? We have Fallen Knights and we have a lot of abominations. Yeah, that's actually kind of getting challenging now, which is good. And the thing is that this abomination actually is gonna go towards the bottom, so I'm gonna leave it be. These ones, however, they're going straight for this path, and I shall not allow this. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna group them up and perform an awesome rain of fire. Now we are gonna move our barracks though, because I don't want them to die. So we're gonna micromanage. We got to do some quick micro, and that insta-kill came in handy. It ended up skilling one of them, which was nice. Now here, unfortunately I'm gonna go for a sorcerer, only because it's gonna be a little bit more efficient against the Fallen Knights, since it's gonna do a little bit higher damage due to the fact that it deals some true damage over time, which is pretty nice. What do we have here? Necromancers and Abominations. Spectral Knights and an Abomination. Wow, we're getting actually hard stuff. Indeed we are. And as you can see, it gets kind of tight towards the mid-game. The mid-game is definitely kind of challenging. I mean, yeah, we can get a Tesla right pretty soon, but still. Alright, this is actually kind of bad. This guy is getting pretty far. So, yeah. And if you're wondering, well, how the hell are we damaging him? Well, that's because of one of the upgrades in the tech tree that you can get. And the upgrade is called, I think it was Spiky Armor. Basically, it allows your, whenever one of your units gets hit, he reflects some damage, which is nice. And the thing is that it reflects true damage, which is even better. Now I kind of had to use the Rain of Fire a little bit early. That's because I wanted to get rid of the Necromancers, so that way the Abominations get in front and you don't get interjected, and a skeleton doesn't, like... Basically what I was trying to do is insta-kill the Necromancers, so that way the Abomination can get very far in. Like, it's basically a better chance to get insta-killed, because the Necromancer can spawn a ton of skeletons which have faster mobility, and they can just get first to the arcane, which is gonna mean that we're gonna waste an insta-kill, and this is not very effective. So yeah. I know my English isn't great today. I'm still a little sick, so unfortunately that's the way it is. I'm sorry for my awful pronunciation today, but that's just the way it is. You can't control. Sometimes you just get sick, and you kind of have to roll with it, man. I mean, if I was a real pussy, I could have just said, nah, screw it, I'm not gonna make videos today. But did I? No. I am waiting. I'm still doing videos, even though I'm kind of sick. That's because I care about you guys. I care about you, and I want to be on schedule. Alright, we're gonna upgrade the what was it called? The overcharge. And then what are we gonna get? We have a pretty decent setup so far. Maybe we can do it with just these towers alone. Well, potentially yes. You only need around 6 towers in order to fully beat this level, if I remember correctly from a wisdom test. And yeah, that's pretty cool. But, you know, I want this to be a reliable guide video. So because of that, we're not gonna do that. Alright, now we're just gonna we just wanted to make sure that Malik didn't die from the explosion, so that's why I ended up moving him. And yeah, so far we're surviving. What do we have? Fallen Knight, Fallen Knight. Oh, so casual, bro. Whatever. It is what it is. Let's go for another Tesla. Yep, another one. Because why the hell not? Alright, now, what are we gonna do? Well, we are gonna group up the Dark... I was about to say the Dark Knights, the Fallen Knights, pretty close to each other, so that way we can perform a nice Rain of Fire. Now, there is a lot of them coming on both sides, so I'm gonna use the Rain of Fire here instead, because on this side we're gonna get multiple Teslas, which is gonna make our life so much easier, and we're gonna take them down faster, which which is obviously a very big positive. Now also something I forgot to mention about the Spectral Knight is that when it's nearby a Fallen Knight, it increases his damage by quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, 29 to 92 from 24 to 76. I guess it's not like too big, but it is still an increase nonetheless. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, time for Tesla number 3, which is gonna be awesome. And yeah, we're gonna group up this guy with the others whenever they decide to come up, and we're gonna obliterate. Now we're just waiting. Don't worry, the Arcane should have more than enough damage to deal with the Spectral Knights. So don't be too worried about that. He's not a threat at this point. He used to be like in the early game, but right now we're chugging along. We're doing surprisingly well. And yeah, the end. Now, oh, Malik died. Alright, in this case, time for Rain of Fire. I should have used it a little bit earlier, but it's okay. Now we have a lot of Spectral Knights over there, which is awesome. Yes, I know, it sounds weird. Being excited for a tough enemy. That's kinda weird. And that's the way I roll. Alright, zombies, abominations, and more zombies. 50 of them, that's actually quite a bit. Maybe it's gonna be challenging. I highly doubt it. Now here, you know what? You can get a Tesla, it's usually the better option. But, then again, do we go for something unique? Yes, going for Big Bertha. Man of culture, using Big Bertha instead of Tesla. So yeah, I mean, Big Bertha isn't a bad tower, I just want it for crowd control. You know, Tesla is better for single target damage because it has faster attack rate and slightly higher damage. But Big Bertha is usually better against like gigantic hordes of enemies. So that's why I'm gonna get her. And hopefully she will not betray me. Because if she does, then yeah, I may not even use her ever again. Just from sheer disappointment. Now the only annoying thing about this level that I have to say about is pretty much these things. You know how occasionally zombies end up spawning pretty close to your exit? That's the thing that I hate the most about this level. Like, it can caught you so much off guard if you're playing this level for the first time. It is very annoying. I lost many times. Well, actually, to be more precise, I lost multiple times while I was in my early days of this game. Just because I wasn't aware of that. And yeah, we're already on wave 11, which is not bad. We're pretty much set. Like, this level goes the reverse way. It starts off pretty hard, and then it gets progressively easier and easier. The only thing is that you don't really get a lot of gold in this level for some reason. I don't know why, even though you're getting so many enemies, you think that you'll be rolling in money. But I don't know, I just don't find myself rolling in money quite yet. Now we're gonna get some Dragon Breath Launcher, because why not, extra damage. We're gonna go for an Elemental, just for extra support in the choke point. I'm gonna keep him in front, just because why not. And what should we go for next? What's the next thing on the agenda? That's a good question. Well, to be honest, this setup should be able to carry you all the way up to wave 15. You should not be worried about literally anything. However, let's go for something. What should we go for? Let's think. What is our biggest threat right now? Well, we have abominations, which can be problematic due to their death explosion. We have spectral knights, which could be kind of troublesome. And then we also have fallen knights. So what are we gonna get? Let's go for sorcerer spam. Why not? So we're gonna get some sorcerers. We're gonna position them right now. Let's just get some mages. Imagine how cool it would be if the brilliance upgrade was here. That would be pretty awesome. Imagine how much damage the arcane wizard would do. That would be pretty awesome. Alright, what do we have? Fallen Knight, Spectral Knight, Fallen Knight, Spectral Knight, and Fallen Knight and Spectral Knight. Yep. It's as boring as it sounds. But that doesn't mean that it's gonna be easy. You still have to be a little bit careful. And yeah, wave 12, let's go. So yeah, what we're gonna do? That's a good question. Well, we're gonna do the obviously good thing, and it's going to be to just group up everybody here, put them up, and kapow, spawn kill. And yeah, we're gonna leave them be. We're gonna let them go. And you know what? We're gonna get another artillery here. This is actually somewhat of a decent spot for a Tesla because it can hit both ways with the overcharge, so potentially it's not a terrible option. And yeah, the mages right now, they're doing some damage, you know, slowing them down, which is kind of nice. Malik, sadly, he's not able to do all that much because, you know, he's not meant to be a good single target damage doer. He's mostly there for crowd control. And yeah, we sadly have to retreat him because he is already below 40 HP. So yeah, he has to regenerate for a bit, but he regenerated for like 4 seconds and he's already ready to go. Which is one of the very cool things about the original Kingdom Rush. No matter which hero you're using, it's not gonna take more than 4 seconds to regenerate from almost 0 to full HP, which is pretty ridiculous. Imagine if that was the case in like Origins. Oh, that would be so good. But unfortunately, it's only in the first game. And yeah, for now, there's nothing really too much to do in this wave in particular. As long as you time your Rain of Fire properly, you should be Gucci. Now, now I'm gonna go straight for that Tesla, but in case if your micro sucks, I would recommend you to go for the teleport. Just in case if any of these enemies get too close or are about to get out of range of the Arcane Wizard, you can use your teleport and save yourself. Don't be ashamed if you use it. I know that a lot of people say teleport sucks, but in reality it's not too bad. It's a reasonable upgrade. Sure, it's not the best by any means, but still, that doesn't make it automatically bad. Now I had to use my Rain of Fire there because I was kind of afraid. The Sorcerer, wasn't having too much faith in him, sadly. Alright, Fallen Knights and Necromancer. Fallen Knights and Necromancer. Oh, that's dirty. That's so dirty. I hate this combination, man. Because the thing is that you want to prioritize the Fallen Knight, but with the Necromancer on the way, yeah, you can't quite do that, now can you? Because you can just spawn in a ton of skeletons. And the Fallen Knights are slow, which does not help either, because look at that. Yeah, it's so bad. But whatever. We'll try to isolate them, you know, a little bit at least. So, yeah, as you can see, we're keeping them at bay for now. I want to group them up with this Necromancer, which it's gonna take a while, because yeah, as you can see, these guys are for some reason separated, like pretty far apart. So yeah, I guess this plan is not gonna work. What are we gonna do? Look at all these skeletons. We're gonna get some cluster bombs, or cluster launcher. Sorry, I'm messing them up from BTD6. Because in BTD6, there's an upgrade called cluster bombs. And, you know, when I saw the word cluster, I thought that it was the cluster bombs. My bad. Anyway, this should be good enough to help us out with the skeletons. I mean, as you can see, one bomb just demolishes skeletons. It is pretty dope. Now here we have a lot of Necromancers, so we're gonna spawn kill them. I know we have Fallen Knights, but believe me, the Fallen Knights are not that much of a threat at this point. Look at all these mages we have. And we also have the Overcharge on this Tesla. As you can see, pretty good spot, not gonna lie. Alright, we're already on the second to last wave. Zombies, Fallen Knights, Abominations, Fallen Knights, Abomination. But as you can see, we have whopping 11 of them. That's a lot. That's a lot of Abominations. So we have to be kind of precise about that. We do not want to waste the Rain of Fire early. This time, we have to be patient. We want them to pile up nicely, and then commit a big kapowie on them. And that's pretty much how we're gonna do. So what should we get, really? I mean, at this point, I know I said we're gonna go for Sorcerer spam, but I don't know if I really feel it. Maybe I can go for something else. We're gonna need some extra magic here, because apparently this Sorcerer is not good enough. That's why I prefer Arcane Wizard over Sorcerer when it comes down to dealing with Spectral Knights, because even though it shoots slower, at least it is consistent with its targeting. With the Sorcerer, he can pretty much relocate his target every shot, which makes it kind of unreliable against like hordes of these guys, because he's gonna target all of them, which is good. But then again, if you're defending very close to the exit, he may not end up shooting at the one Spectral Knight that's about to exit. He may just shoot at someone else, which, you know, it's not great. Alright, so far we're piling them up quite nicely. However, Malik is getting up to very low HP, which is kind of problematic. So we're gonna wait for a bit. We're gonna wait for a couple of seconds so he can regenerate, and we're gonna send him right back in. So the Earthquake is actually coming out in handy, because he's providing these 2 seconds of stun, which is almost enough to make the Arcane Wizard attack once more, which is pretty nice. And so far we're surviving without any issues. It's going on pretty swimmingly. Yeah. Alright, let's check out the last wave and see what we have to deal with. Fallen Knight, Spectral Knight, Malik died, well that sucks. Zombies, 9 abominations, and 8 necromancers. Oh, that's scary. That's very scary. I don't know how I'm gonna survive this. I don't know if I have enough power. And I don't know why I'm speaking like I'm Asian. No, don't take it too seriously, it was a joke, alright, I'm not racist. Alright, don't cancel me. So let's just get on with the next wave, shall we? Because why not? Alright, to be honest, at this point, there's nothing really much to talk about this level. It's just, the early game is annoying, because it's very long, and it takes forever. It's kinda similar to Blackworm's Castle early game, where you can't really speed up the waves, like, at all. You kinda have to just wait. But at least it is interesting, and you have to micromanage a lot. Here, not really. You just have to move your hero along with the horde, so that way he can level up fast. Or she, for that matter. And yeah, let's just get some Destructor Ray. Let's get... You know what, let's go balls to the walls. Let's go for Barbarians with Throwing Axe. At this point, as I said, you can get literally anything you want. Anything your heart desires. However, there's more zombies coming in here. Ooh, what is going on, sir? We're actually struggling, yeah. I wasn't expecting that many zombies, like, for real. I didn't thought that so many zombies will come up. Alright, we may be in a little bit of a pickle, or are we? Well, Malik doesn't care. It doesn't matter how many enemies they are, as long as there's more than 3, he's gonna obliterate them. Like, look at that, he just cleaned up the entire horde of zombies. If I was using a Lyra here, I would be dead. So thank you, Malik, for being a good hero. Alright, you know what, let's group up these guys. Isn't this good enough? Question mark? I don't know. I'm gonna wait for the Spectral Knights though. I'm gonna do the clever move and group them up with the rest of the Fallen Knights. Alright, can we stun? Malik, I want you to stun, please. Thank you. Thank you. And it's time to Rain of Fire. Perfection. And now all we have to deal with is these abominations. So you know what? Let's reduce the Arcane Race cooldown and let's get the highest level teleport possible. Because why not? We're also gonna get... actually no, we can't afford an Arcane. If I didn't bought the teleport, I could have afforded another Arcane with an insta-kill, so that way we can, you know, increase the speed of this process. Because... I don't know. I mean, I can leave them to get like close to my exit, I know I'm fine, but... I just wanna do it like this. For the sake of epicness. Yeah, alright. This one is dead. We should have another one killed any minute now. And as you can see, this video was pretty darn long. Yeah, as I said, this level is one of the longest levels in the original Kingdom Rush. Which is not a bad thing, but I don't know, I just find Ancient Necropolis to be kind of a meh level, to be honest. And yeah, the last one has been insta-killed, and with that out of the way, we are donezo. It wasn't super hard, but the early game could be problematic if you don't know what you're doing, so yeah. And to be honest, if you're going for a free hero, definitely go for Malik. You may be tempted to use Gerald for Abominations and Spectral Knights, but believe me, Malik is the better way to go, because it makes the early game so much easier. And yeah guys, well, with that out of the way, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you everybody so much for watching, I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future, and while you're at it, drop a like on the video, it means a lot to me. And hopefully, I'll get better tomorrow, and I will not be sick. I hope at least. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy, over and out.